body kind of overlaps part of the tree bark or the tree limb here as well, so I'm going to kind of reflect that. And I'm just going to draw a couple lines here with the white. And right around the edge of the eye there is somewhat of a reflected area there with the white, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of that white on. A bit more believable. Alright, so the other side of the beak has a very strong highlight, so I'm going to start with white up here and just establish that highlight as a darker green. And already the bird up here at the head is starting to look a little. Take your time here. Smaller, and they're going to get larger as they go out. Now this again is just to establish the shapes, and we can kind of tone down some of the values as we work our way down. You can still move the material around the surface a little bit easier than you can with the Polychromos pencils, but still the best marks. So a little bit of the brown up here right before we get into that green, which will be most of the bird's body. So I'm going to work all the way down here, just establishing those gray areas. And he's got a really sharp, long talon that kind of comes out here. So I'm going to draw the shadowed side first, and because the tooth of the paper, again, is a smoother tooth, the burnishing process will occur a little bit sooner in the drawing process. So I'm switching over here to the brown, which technically is called walnut brown here. That's the color that I'm using. And now I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to the photo reference here, working down with a pretty light application. And we want there to be a nice transition from here to there. And then we need to make here, and again, we don't have to be exactly like the photo reference. That will really trip you up if you're trying to do that. Reap the benefits of those risks. And sometimes taking those risks means that you have to take a chance. Okay, I'm going to go back now with the phthalo blue. It doesn't mean that it is the only way, or it is the absolute right way. It's a way that works for me, and have some very light application of this up here. Maybe just use it to create a little bit of the cast shadow, and then again with the brown, and going a little faster than I normally would with a colored pencil drawing, but that's okay. That will take away the difference between the upper feather and the lower feather. I'm assuming that's what's going on there. I may like science and all that, but I didn't study it. And then there's another white streak that happens right in the middle of that next feather, a little bit higher up than the last one. So we'll establish that first. Now here again, another good example of how, if you compare the photo reference here to my drawing, there's a lot of differences. It'd be a convincing branch, but it's not a whole lot of work here. Just a little bit of texture will do. Now right underneath the bird, I do want it up next week. Just a reminder that next week we'll be here on Tuesday again, and we're going to be focusing on drawing the entire month. We're going to do some stuff with charcoal.